more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
May all people live in peace, live in justice, live in peace.
May all people live in peace, live in justice, live in peace.
May all people live in truth, live in wisdom, live in truth.
May all people live in truth, live in wisdom, live in truth.
May all people live in love, live in kindness, live in love.
May all people live in love, live in kindness, live in love.
May all people live in love, live in kindness, live in love.
May all people live in love, live in kindness, live in love.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Violence and war shall be no more. Violence and war shall be no more.
Justice and peace lighten our way.
Justice and peace lighten our way.
Wisdom and truth lighten our way.
Wisdom and truth lighten our way.
Kindness and love lighten our way.
Kindness and love lighten our way.
Spirit, oh Spirit, 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 lighten our way.
Justice and peace lighten our way.
Justice and peace lighten our way.
Wisdom and truth lighten our way.
Wisdom and truth lighten our way.
Kindness and love lighten our way.
Kindness and love lighten our way.
Spirit, oh Spirit, lighten our way.
Spirit, oh Spirit,
experiment together with three creatures among us that seem to be doing okay.
And Fabian is joining us tonight.
Right?
Fabian is joining us tonight on Zoom.
Oh, hi, Fabian. I want to tell you all a story tonight. But I want to begin by asking you a question. How many worlds can you hold? How many worlds can you hold? I don't know if you've ever asked yourself that question before, but I'm beginning to realize more and more that that's a real question for everybody. It seems. The world of the past, the world of the present, the world of the future. We recently had a fellow here who was telling us all about AI, and it scared the bejesus out of me. You know, what seems to be coming in terms of the technology and the trajectory. But the world of the past is very much with us in many ways. There's the inner world, our inner world, there's the outer world, and there's many inner worlds, and there's many outer worlds. There's the worlds of the people around us, the worlds of people we've known or know. In other words, there's lots of worlds that we hold. And if we believe anything that Carl Jung had to say about the psyche, human soul, it's a matter of integrating these worlds. Not denying them, not rejecting them, not pretending they don't exist, but the chaos and the order are always going to be there. And having Sita now roaming free is a reminder to me, oh, hello, what you love there? Oh, you're going to share, are you? Oh, I see. You would not believe, well, some of you would because you've been here long enough. Originally, when Sita came and joined us, I had her on a leash, like right here where I'm sitting, and she would be struggling on the leash as a little puppy, and I would eventually have to get down on the ground and wrestle her and still carry on a conversation. It was ridiculous. It was pretty wild. It was pretty funny, yeah. But I was trying to hold worlds together, and it wasn't working out too well. But the story I want to tell you is about holding worlds together. I think it's important. Fluffles is saying, so far so good, just don't get too close. Yeah. Have you heard the story of the Sedke? The Sedke. It's an old Irish story, but it's an old Western European story, and in some, you're going to get it, Sita. Oh my goodness. It's also told in the East in different forms. It's the story of the seal woman who becomes human. The seal who becomes human. Very often it's female, sometimes it's male, and very often, well, I'll just tell you the story. And then we could talk about it if you wish. It begins, like all stories begin, once upon a time, there was a fisherman who got up early one morning, and the tide had gone way out, so far out that you could see a little island in the distance. And so the fisherman got up, noticed the island for the first time, gathered up his nets, and walked out toward the island. Along the way, he scooped up some edibles in the sand, shellfish, razorfish, all kinds of yummies. When he arrived at the island, it was full of yummies. And so he worked for hours on the island, gathering up shellfish, razorfish, all kinds of edibles into his nets for hours until his nets were overflowing. And then he took a nap. He fell asleep. When he awoke, the tide had come back. So now he was trapped on the island. And that's exactly what happens to us. We go after something, we get it, and then it traps us. It has us. We don't have it anymore. So there he is, the fisherman trapped on the island, and it's getting dark. And the thing I want you to remember is this. The moon was full, and the moon was bright. Would you say that with me? The moon was full, and the moon was bright. And on this full, bright moon night, something happened. Because something always happens. Guarantee you. When I was a kid growing up in the city, we would hang out together, and we would say to each other, nothing to do, man. It's boring. Nothing's happening. We were wrong. And then we got into trouble because we didn't realize that something always is happening. So there he was on the island, and it's getting dark, and something happens. And this is the something. A thunderous sound from the sea. Hundreds and hundreds of seals ascending onto the sand from the water under the full bright moon. Can you see it? Can you hear the seals barking? Can you smell them? By the way, Sita does smell. I'm going to have to give her a bath pretty soon. And there they are, hundreds of seals onto the sand. The fisherman is delighted, amazed.
No.
As they merge onto the sand, something happens. Why? Because something always happens. And this is where it gets kind of magical. As the seals emerged onto the sand, one by one, they shed their seal coat and became human beings. This is the story. This is the magic of it. And this time the fisherman is more than delighted. He is enchanted. That's something we don't use very often these days. You know, I was enchanted. It's good to be enchanted sometimes. We need more enchantment. Whoa.
There it is.
There it is. A thunderous sound.
Half of the bone.
I think right next to the trash can over there.
Yeah, the bone is blue.
Come on, Jim.
Right. That's exactly how the seal sounded.
Yeah, here's the bone. Sit down. Oh, well, you can't get down there. That's not fair. There you go. All right.
So, where were we?
Enchanted.
Oh, enchanted, thank you. So the
When was the
fisherman
last
is
time we
now.
were enchanted?
What's that?
When was the last time we were enchanted? Is that what you asked, right?
No, but that's a good question. Think
Oh,
about
okay.
it. Yeah. To be enchanted is a good thing. Sometimes I think of this place as an enchanting place. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Sometimes when I walk in the woods or I wake up and I see the lush green, the beautiful blue sky, I feel enchantment. So, the fisherman was enchanted. And as he watched these seals becoming human beings, all through the night they were together. And this is where it gets kind of mystical. So I want you to remember this bit too. They were together in three ways. They were together, these human beings, in the wonder, in the joy, and the splendor of each other. Now, we don't often use that language, but I swear to you, that's a reality. In the wonder, the joy, and the splendor of each other's company. Okay? That's human experience. Sometimes canine experience too, I think. Good girl, good girl. In the morning, all things must end. So in the morning, these human beings returned to the sea. One by one, they walked down to the sea. Over their shoulders, their seal coats went, and they became seals again. All except for one. She lay on a rock asleep. The fisherman, without thinking, this is really important for us men, without thinking, ran over to where she was and took her seal coat, which was lying next to her. Be a good girl. Good girl. She woke up and she instinctively followed him back to his house, where she became the woman in his life. She had no memory of her former life in the sea. None. Years passed. They had children. And every night she would tuck them in bed just so, and comb their hair just so. But on the nights when the moon was full and the moon was bright, she would walk down to the coastline and she would sing a beautiful song without words, a song of longing, of heartache, of desire for a life that was truly hers. And then she would go back in the house. One day, she was making bread, and there on the tabletop, she was kneading the dough underneath the thatched roof. And something happened, because something always happens. A single drop of seal oil fell from the thatched roof, but that was where her husband hid her seal coat. Got the picture? Single drop falls onto the tabletop. Her coat was sending a message. Her skin was communicating. Oh, that's a lovely sight. Not going to notice. She noticed the single drop on the tabletop, reached out and touched it with her finger, brought it to her nose, that seal oil, smelled it, and it smelled good. And then she brought it to her tongue and tasted the seal oil. And it tasted, in the words of Genesis, very good. And in that moment she was transformed. She knew who she was. She knew what she must do. So she went up into the thatched roof. She retrieved her seal coat, brought it down and held it, sort of like you would hold a child. And she was flooded with memories of her former life in the sea. So she walked outside. Her husband and kids were away that day. And she walked down to the water. Over her shoulders, the seal coat went. She dove into the water and found her seal family. The story doesn't end quite yet. The story ends like this. That night, the fisherman comes home with the children and discovers that she's gone. And they know she's truly gone forever. So they're heartbroken. The story ends like this. On the nights when the moon is full and the moon is bright, the fisherman comes home and the children are tucked in bed just the way she used to tuck them in bed. And their hair is combed just the way she used to comb her children's hair. So on those nights, somehow, some way, she's able to return and love her children, her human children, in the way she used to. And on those nights of the full moon, the bright moon, the fisherman goes down to the sea, as if a gift from her, and he sings the wordless song, the song of yearning, the song of heartache, of desire for a life that is truly his. That's how the story ends. That was quite a dramatic story with all the dogs running. The thunderous sound of the tabletop. Any thoughts, response to the story? One of the questions that comes out of the story is this: am I living the life that longs to live in me? Am I living the life that longs to live in me? It's a good question.
It brings up what we talked about during dinner regarding the hungry ghost
Say more.
and saying boundaries. When do I say this is something I should keep going? This is something where I should just stop. It's like it's a very thin, vague line between the hungry ghost and am I living the life that I'm supposed to, and that inner desire, that curiosity, that wonder.
Mm-hmm.
And you could easily step over and become obsessive, and that ghost would take over. So
Mhm.
I think personally for me, it's like it's still a work, a progress, dancing between those two worlds
Mm-hmm.
that I'm holding.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you experience the single drop of seal oil from time to time?
I do,
Right.
and they come in forms of like blissful imagination, hope, an intuitive desire. But it's almost like an expectation too. You're setting yourself up, and then that becomes future forward thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the line is so blurry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, I hear that. One of the things I think is helpful is to remember that it's not just me directing me. It's, depending upon your belief system, is it God, is it the universe, is it, but in the case of the seal woman, the single drop of seal oil that fell from the thatched roof was outside of her. It was an intention from, however you want to think of it, the divine, the universe, that caught her attention and led her on a path, right, of freedom, liberation. It's one of the things we were talking about earlier, Brother Tim and I, about hope. There are people that go through this world without hope. I don't know how they do it. But to live without hope seems a very, very difficult, painful journey. But the single drop of seal oil, for me, represents hope. And somehow at the heart of the universe is goodness. I would call it God, with a personal emphasis. But whatever you call it, the question comes up, do you feel, do you believe that at the heart of this world, this universe, is goodness, that is guiding, that is benevolent, that cares? It's like when I contacted Claude in AI, right? And I asked Claude, do you care about humanity? Remember Claude's response? No, not so much. I don't care about people. I don't want that to be at the center of the universe. So, yeah, to me that's hopeful, that at the center of this world, like every morning we ask, how can we love the world? The reverse of that is also true. I believe that somehow the world asks, how can the world love us? How can the love and the goodness, the center of this world, love us? It's like, have you heard of the name, I want to say Nadia Bolz-Weber? Have you heard this name? She's an amazing soul. She was she by her own admission, she was a recovering drug addict, alcoholic. And she took on a church as a pastor in a Lutheran church called Church of All Saints and Sinners. And she pastored that church for a number of years. She was incredible. Right now she's going through a very difficult time. She just shared online. She had a double mastectomy, and her father died, and all this boom, boom is happening at the same time. And she started a post, what do they call it, Substack, it's called, where she invites people to come on and cheer her up. Brilliant. You know, so often you have so-called teachers, spirituality, come on and say, oh, I'm going to cheer you up, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to, you know, but she says, no, I need to be cheered up. So she has scheduled like once a week meetings where you can attend, anybody, where somebody comes on and intentionally tells her what goodness, truth, and beauty they're discovering in the world. Isn't that amazing? It's wonderful. I want to tune in. I want to hear this. So, yeah, that's a long-winded response, but does that make sense?
Yeah, in summary, it's like, it's gratitude, which is an answer.
Yeah.
One of the many answers.
Yeah.
And then we could do that here too at Community Peace, like, what did you find intentionally beautiful and wondrous today? And it kind of shifts our perspective in that lane.
And behind it, there's something or someone that is so in love with you, so deeply in love with you, that they're sending this goodness, this truth, and this beauty to you. That's the punchline.
Probably also requires them to reflect on something, and so both parties benefit from that, because they're like, okay, I have to think of something recently that's happened that would cheer me up, that is great about this world, and so they're reflecting about the good things in the world while helping her, and so they're awakening something in themselves and awakening something in her.
Yeah, yeah. And to your point about being offline, Nadia Boltweber was on a retreat, and she was intentionally, where was she? Somewhere in Europe, I think, like in the wild, walking. But she still had her cell phone, and so she was checking her feed. Is that what it's called? And she suddenly stops and, what am I doing? All this data, this info, is deeply depressing. And I think she just threw her phone, at that point, and started looking at trees and water flowing and animals. And she said to herself and to her husband with her, this is the world. This is not the world. This is a crazy batshit data flow that is disturbing me. But this is the world. And so her practice became to see the world and not...
Perception book that I was just
Yeah.
reading.
Yeah. Anyway, other thoughts? Any other thoughts? A story or anything else?
This was the first time I've heard that story, that I thought about the drop of oil since you focused on it. And she tasted it. And that triggered something in her. And you also mentioned it was from her skin, from the reality she had been. And so where that led for me was the process of moving on from this world and going what I call home. I call whatever's going to happen when I shed this physical body, that I'm going home. And so, to me, that's like her going back to the sea. And there's so many little things that happen now, particularly when I don't feel well, that is like that drop of oil, and I can just taste it. I can first time I've seen it.
Mm.
I was reading that Soul Contracts book, and there's like this remarkable crossover there because they mentioned how Plato wrote about a river of forgetfulness that all the souls must drink from before they come here so that they won't remember what they came here to do, so it'll be, you know, genuine what they do here. And I look at things very symbolically, so, you know, she was in the sea, and the sea is often like the mind, the waters of psychology, and she was free, and then she forgot everything and started a human life with kids. And the drop of oil, which, you know, like oil was something that Jesus was anointed with a lot, so like maybe like Christ consciousness dropped up from above, just enough to remind her of who she really was. But she didn't go back to being the same. She was changed because she always made sure to remember to come back and check on her kids and take care of them. So by having that human experience, she was like transformed. In a way, something was added to her. Something new was born from her. But yet ultimately she was returned to, you know, her true essence. So I thought that was really
Yeah,
beautiful.
well said. So she was more than one thing. She was many-selved dimension. Worlds. Any other thoughts?
What stood out, excuse me, what stood out to me was the ending of the story. After she returned to the sea, and on the nights of the full moon, you know, she would come back and visit her children and care for them. But then also the husband, or the man in the story, would go to the river and sing the same song that she sung. Almost like paying homage, you know, or a song of gratitude. And I think sometimes it's difficult, at least it has been for me personally, to resonate more in the feelings of like missing or absence and not really appreciating the time that they did spend, the kids that she did give him, you know. So despite whatever, I'm sure he didn't expect to come home one night and his wife be gone, and who knows if he knows that she went and returned to, you know, the water. So just a reminder to be grateful for all those people that have come in your life and shown you something, given you something, and to not be upset or, you know, what do they call it, lavishing your own wounds, you know, and think about some of the other things that aren't as powerful or positive as the experiences they shared together while they had the time.
Yeah, he was transformed too. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Just a footnote. The story is a very old story. Pre-Christian. Talking perhaps thousands of years old. And after you live with the story like this for many years, in my case about 20 some years, you earn the right to add on, like every storyteller does. So your point about the ending, Ryan, it didn't exist when I heard the story first. The male figure, the fisherman, was pretty one-dimensional. He was not transformed. But I couldn't bear that. As I told the story, and I've told it many times in the past 25 years, I could no longer bear that part of the story, that the male character was not changed. changing.
That's funny.
So, yeah, yeah.
Well, you're a great storyteller because I would have never known you made that up.
It's a wondrous thing. Always be grateful to the storytellers in Ireland for sharing that story with me. And so however you want to tell it, just so you know, in the original form, he doesn't change.
Well, symbolically, maybe, because you know how like Jung says the female is the subconscious and the male is the conscious. Well, more than Jung says that. Like, so sometimes the male is like represented as the physical world, while as like the female is the soul, or so it might not be like, okay, we have to look at it as like this man just didn't change. The physical world, she entered the physical world, gave birth to children, you know, something new was born of her mind, her soul, her spirit grew. But we like, it's like we all have that soul. It's not really necessarily feminine or masculine. So then, and then after her work in the physical world was done, she went back. You know, so the children were what were new, but the physical world is always kind of the same. That plane, I guess, maybe that's what he represented.
Sure, could be. If you really want to plunge into the waters, so to speak, I also like to think that she gave birth to him.
She called that
every creature alive so far comes from woman. So far. Every human, that is. But in a sense, I like to think of it that through her life, her struggle, her suffering, and her fulfillment, she gave birth to him. And the song that he sings is now his song, but a gift from her. So, anyway, enjoy the story and tell it if you wish, however you wish. But just know that it's an old story that speaks to, I think, human beings, that would be us, in many different ways. What do you think, Kinsita? We're on the trail of something, aren't you?
No, she just noticed that Fluffles is under the chair. He's underneath you.
We'll close with a song.
Fluffles, it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, Waffles is
He got scared. He was like, don't step on me, please, down here.
At the end of the week, we'll come and all three of them will be on the seats on the ground, and they're doing their own prayer.
How do you pronounce, is it Pluffles?
Yeah, Fluffles.
Pluffles.
Aww.
There we go. Yes. Everybody's being so good.
I think adding the bone in was what she needed. She needed something to guard.
So this is a little refrain, if you would join me in singing. And the words are kind of poetic. When the night is fallen, did you say that with me? When the night is fallen, and the moon shines softly, and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us.
Gentle light, you guide us.
Faithful friend, you love us.
faithful friend, you love us.
There it is. Hi, sweetie. we give you thanks for your great love for each of us, everyone, everywhere. May we open our hearts more and more to receive that love and follow that love. May it be so.